guys? Dave from NPTI here at Hank's Gym. What we're going to talk about today is something that you've probably heard of. It's ass to grass. All right, and we're looking at the depth of a squat or an Olympic lift or something along those lines. So with ATG, with ATG squats and things like that, it can be very detrimental for some people, but in other cases it can be actually beneficial. Usually after that 90-degree mark, our glutes kick in, and it could be a big-time glute activation movement. We do get a little concerned because with ATG type squats and ATG type movements, if you lack mobility in a specific joint, whether it's the ankle joint, the hip, the thoracic spine, you're going to compensate from somewhere else. And most of the time you're either going to ruin your knee or ruin your lower back. So we want to first make sure that if we're going to do an ATG squat, we have to make sure that we have proper ankle mobility. There's a couple different stretches that we can do. We can obviously put you up against a bar or some sort of movement like that, where you kind of lean into that, stretch the calves a little bit. We'll show you some more videos later on down the road of some better ways to kind of stretch that calf. But we have to make sure that we have optimal ankle range of movement before we can think about going all the way down to the ground. Now, if we're going to try and load that exercise, that's going to even be more detrimental, especially if we lack that movement and that ankle mobility. So I don't have an issue with somebody coming down here and going low. I don't have any problem with that if you have proper mobility in the hips, the T-spine, and that ankle. But if we lack some sort of mobility somewhere, we're going to end up falling forward or overarching or doing something along those lines that's going to cause a lot of kind of discomfort and a lot of pain. So main thing is check that ankle mobility, stretch the calves out a little bit. Also check that thoracic spine. We've done some videos in the past about that. Take that double tennis ball, that peanut looking thing, and get into that T-spine area, and then you can kind of mess around with the ATG squats. I wouldn't load it first. I would sit in that position for a little while, get comfortable with it, and then you can start loading it up. One quick tool you can use is that dowel rod. You can do a overhead squat, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult, where you don't actually have to load it up at all, but that'll make it a little bit difficult if you do that overhead squat with that ATG. All right, if you have any other questions, let us know. We'll see you next time.